It started out with pain. I'm 43 years old and I felt like I was much older. I am clumsy. I live on a farm, so there's a lot of wear and tear on my body. And when my youngest was an infant, I fell down some back steps, and my pride and my go get 'em attitude was like, I'm not going to a doctor for this. And I dealt with a lot of back pain. It became part of the norm, and I just dealt with it on a daily basis. Um, Flare ups with my back going out, and then, another fall here on the farm, and then I had shoulder pain from it, and hip pain, and knee pain. Um, I just felt like I'd been through a world war or something at 43. And so I just didn't feel good anymore. And
Right.
then, of course, things like hot flashes start happening to me. And there's no fixing that. It just, you feel like you're in the pits of hell.
Yes.
And so, I just, I had a friend that was sharing about her stuff, and my initial thing was not for me. I wasn't seeking it for me at the time. I was praying for answers because of my daughter, and in seeking help for my daughter, I found my own freedom from my
Awesome. I know you
pain.
said you had a lot of fatigue too, and you didn't sleep very
I
well.
did. I did. And I think that just all comes with the pain because I wasn't sleeping well at night, and I was tired all the time. I think one, because of all of the pain that I was going through on a daily basis, but then on top of that, all the hormonal things that were going on. That of course the doctors were saying, "Oh, you're not going through any of these things. You just need to change, and lose some weight and everything will balance out." They're always their go-to.
Yeah.
Just lose weight and your hormones will be fine. And I'm like, I don't think this is a necessarily a weight issue. I said, I know my body, something's going on.
Wow. So
So in finding,
you've been
uh-huh,
pat you've been patching for about 8 months, and I love that you broke it down. And then we'll get to Ava here in just a minute. But you've been patching about 8 months. So you said the first month you used X39 and Eon, and that helped what?
that first month or first few weeks, I started feeling the energy, and then the sleeping better.
Okay.
It took a few weeks to maybe month two is when I noticed that a lot of my pain was gone. Sometimes you don't really notice because you're just so much into routine, and you just have an aha moment, and you're like, you know what? That weather front come in, and I'm not in pain. Or I was able to lift that, and I didn't feel anything, or I woke up and I wasn't complaining when I woke up.
Wow. That's
So
awesome.
sometimes you just don't realize it because you're just so used to it. So it was probably about in between those second and third months that I noticed that just about all of that pain was gone. I mean, if it had only been half of that pain gone, then I do believe that I could have lived with that. But I got better than that. I got all of it's gone. Even to this
Wow.
day, I don't have it unless I
Awesome.
overdo it somewhere.
Right. And about that time you added the SB6, and that helped you with your hot
Yes.
flashes?
Yes, I was doing a little bit more research on the SP6 and trying to figure out what it was. And um, I started using that pretty consistently with the Eon and the X39. And those are my three. If I do nothing else, I do those three, and I don't have hot flashes anymore. And the pain's gone. Um, you know, I
That's
even have,
awesome.
some curl coming back in my hair straight right now, but I have some curl coming back in my hair, these little wild, I'd like to see what happens in the humidity. That's all.
Yeah.
Them hot summers, I'm sure I'm going to have some curls come up somewhere.
Well, tell us what was going on with Ava that you were looking for help for.
Now, Ava, she had been recently diagnosed with epilepsy. We, I wasn't necessarily looking for a cure or anything for her, but she was on some pretty strong medicines that were not having great side effects. They were interrupting sleep, causing her a lot of fatigue, and she was emotional. And you know, we were still kind of in the what could help, make, maybe there would be something in it that might could balance out something that was causing the abnormal brain activity that we were seeing. We just didn't know. I mean, we
So what
all I needed to do
start
was research.
her on?
What was that?
What did you start her on?
I started her on Eon and carnosine because I was thinking the carnosine might would balance something in the brain.
Right,
And that was my main thing was, okay, I want to balance something in the brain because that's where she's having all of the abnormal activity. And
right,
then the Eon, we were looking for more of the emotional, the moods, because she was just super emotional because she was going through a lot, and then the sleep issues because of the medicine.
right.
So we were just trying to find something that could just get us through the day without emotional breakdowns and naps.
Did that help?
It did. It did.
She
Matter
said,
of fact, okay.
she said, yes, she's over there grinning.
Yes, she comes and asks me for them. She knows like where her if something's feeling, like, hey, I think I'm going to need this extra. We don't do it every day with her, but we do it a couple times a week. And on days that we know that she's going to be jam packed all day, and we know that she's not going to get a nap or any downtime, then we make sure that we have that on her. And recently, in the last couple of months, because we still hadn't fixed the fatigue part, which was being caused by the sleep interruptions due to the medicine, we added the X39. Just, I think I consulted with you on that. I said, do you think that this would help at all? And you said, well, what could it hurt? So
Yep.
we did try that, and we put that and Eon on her, especially on days like when we have our homeschool co-op and she's going to be going all day, and it's just going to be back to back to back activity. And then I just decided to put aloe vera on her one night. She doesn't need skincare, of course, but when I heard that it could boost melatonin levels, I was like, well, maybe this could counteract whatever this medicine is doing to her sleep. And when she's restless at night, she will come to me and ask me for one of those. We don't do that unless, she knows that she's not able to go to sleep. Um,
So
so we've had,
what happened this week?
and this week we have gotten our
So excited.
24-hour EEG, and it was 100% clear. Um, no abnormal activities. Glory to God for that.
Yeah.
You never know what all took place and playing a part in that. And, I can't help but think that, you know, one good old fashioned prayer. Um, that
Absolutely.
that's my number one pipeline. We're super thankful for the patches and their ability to help her regulate while she's on this medicine. And I'm still putting the carnosine and stuff on her in hopes that, everything will just be where it needs to be, and that we will have continued success. And I can't emphasize enough on just how thankful we are that we've had these to help us through some of the rough patches, because
Amen.
this
Amen.
medicine, it does good things, but sometimes it has some really bad side effects, and
That's
it's really heartbreaking when it's your children that have to go through the side effects.